Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 62.
62.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Winter Garden, Florida.
And I saw they had some Epcot material, some vintage Epcot stuff come in this week.
And I'm wearing a Caribbean
You're
Beach
wearing a
t-shirt from Theme Park Connection.
From there yourself right now.
And and Maple Leaf Tickets in Kissimmee, Florida.
Our official ticket agency, the best deals on tickets in town.
And we're going to start talking about Downtown Disney, which is now in a 3-year development for Disney Springs.
Right. Well, as you can see, there's lots going on in the parking lot. It looks like they are cutting the parking lots in half.
Pretty much in half, yep.
And of course, the reason for all this is to bring in parking garages.
And hopefully there'll be a lot more spaces too.
Yeah, well, and another thing, shade. We love shade in Florida.
I don't think we love shade enough because all of these, malls are outdoor, which I don't understand with our heat and rain.
Well, that's one good thing about this whole deal is it'll be sort of a half indoor mall with the enclosed indoor section, and then you'll still have some of the outdoor stuff like the World of Disney, some of the existing things now. So it'll be half and half.
Well, I'll spend my summer in the other half, the cool half.
That sounds like a good idea. So anyway, and as you can see, there was not a lot of people there yesterday morning. It was pretty low crowded.
Well, I suggest getting there early. If you're visiting, get there early, and then you have your choice of spots.
Well, especially now, because
yeah.
there's going to be very, very, very limited parking. And of course, we did have a friend tell us that they do have a contingency plan for parking. They're going to bus that they'll have a free shuttle bus across the street.
So, and that's during busier times. But, on a day like this, we had 1,000 spots available to us. But later in the day, it wouldn't have been so easy.
Well, it was 9:30 in the morning, too.
Right.
The shops weren't even open when we were there.
Well, some of the shops, the marketplace shops were open.
So this is the Pleasure Island area. As you can see, a giant long wall.
And I can't believe it's been 5 years since the clubs closed.
Yeah, that is amazing. The time goes by quick. And speaking of the clubs, this area that you're looking at, the grassy knoll right there, that's where the Rock and Roll Beach Club used to be.
And it was going to be Hyperion Wharf at one point, right?
But I actually remember when the Rock and Roll Beach Club first opened, it was Zephyrs, and there was a roller skating rink, which I always thought was a great combination.
I never saw it.
Drinking and roller skating can't be beat. At least it was padded, though. If you fell, it was padded. So, And also the Fireworks Factory was back there, which changed into, remember the Wild Horse Saloon?
I remember I enjoyed the Wild Horse, but then Motion, not so much. I thought that wasn't such a good
We're
club.
not really Motion type people, I don't think. But, and then you said there was another short-lived character?
Well, there was a character, and he was somewhere not too far from here, and I only saw him one night. It was somebody dressed in a cow suit. And they called him Holy Cow.
Holy Cow.
It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
That sounds wonderful. They should bring back Holy Cow.
And he did, I don't know if he did acrobats, but it was...
Are you sure he wasn't a guest? Are you sure it just wasn't... No, seriously,
no, it wasn't a guest. You knew Pleasure Island was dying when you saw Holy Cow.
I don't know. I think Holy Cow sounds good to me. They should bring back Holy Cow along with Mr. Toad, I say.
I do miss the Adventurers Club. That's the one club I do miss.
Well, I think the shell of it is over there behind the Paradiso. What we're looking at now is more of the construction wall, and this is to block off that grassy knoll where the Rock and Roll Club and all that is. I know there's all sorts of cool stuff going in there, shops, restaurants, you name it. I mean, it's all going to change.
And there's characters in flight. When I put up construction wall photos, everybody was talking about characters in flight. Nobody cared, on my Instagram, because Mousesteps has Instagram. Somebody asked me about that, and everybody talked about characters in flight. Nobody cared about the wall.
Maybe they thought that's what you were trying to show.
No.
Was they all look very similar.
To be fair, I didn't really care much about the walls, any walls before my website either.
Now you love walls.
Yes.
You're like a magnet to the walls.
Well, I don't love walls.
All right, let's sum it up. Tell us about Disney Springs.
Well, Disney Springs will have 150 shopping, dining, and entertainment venues, up from 75, so it will be greatly expanded. And it's supposed to be in the theme of a small Florida town from the early 1900s.
Opening when?
2016.
All right, 2016.
In pieces before then, maybe.
Now we shift over to Disney's Port Orleans Resort. You went and covered a brand new opening there.
Yes. Andre from portorleans.org let me know that they were going to have a small ceremony in the lobby. They just reopened it, and they actually had a ribbon cutting.
And I see the official Port Orleans greeter. I see him all the time when
I know. There. I mean, some of the resorts, just a few of them have greeters you actually recognize, and he seems to be there quite often.
It looks like you had some goodies after the ceremony, too.
They had cookies and beignets,
beignets.
and lemonade, and I thought that was nice. It was for guests and cast members.
It seems like a nice little event, sort of like the Grand Floridian, but on a lesser scale.
Right. There were no characters, but it was very nice. This is the a waiting area with couches and the children's chairs and a television.
Oh, I see some hidden Mickeys on that lamp.
Yep, and those are the only hidden Mickeys that I found while looking.
But I like the color scheme of this whole area. I know purple is your favorite color, so
That is my favorite.
You must be loving it too.
I think it's very nicely done and vibrant. And in this carpet, we're going to see, it looks like a Mardi Gras mask.
Oh, I see. Yep, it's a Mardi Gras type mask.
Yes.
Very nice.
And I just think this is a gorgeous, very open, like you'll see in a minute, the lobby, it's just much more open than it was. It looked more like a bank,
Well,
bank
look at
tellers.
the detail on the chairs there.
And I'm concerned that those
Very
might
Liberace-like.
those might disappear at some point, so we'll see.
Yeah, everything looks too nice to last.
like the kids will be like picking the jewels off the chair.
Is that marble? Do you know? Is that real marble?
I don't know.
It looks great. It really does look great.
It looks, again, very open, and I think they did a wonderful job with it.
Yes, excellent. And there's the shops with a different exterior look.
Right. The inside of the shop looks exactly the same, and as you walk towards the arcade, it still looks.
I
really
want one
nice.
of these chairs.
I know those are nice, but I don't know how. I don't think my butt could fit in it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
And there's a close up of your hidden Mickeys.
Right, and the vase looks very nice.
So you were telling me there's other changes as well.
Well, there's going to be, I was told there would be new costumes next year, and chandeliers in a few weeks.
Nice. So a lot going on at Port Orleans. Anyway, if you'd like to see the whole video, we will link to that in the show notes. And right now you're looking at before and after pictures. Again, just check out the whole thing if you're interested. We also had a chance to go to Disney's Art of Animation Resort and look at the new merchandise they have.
Well, they have the Luigi's Flying Tires, which you can find in Cars Land.
And some people aren't quite sure how one would wear the hat. So I found a random picture of a random model showing the hat wear.
Now, this has been there for like a month, so this isn't as new as attire at Disney's Art of Animation Resort.
Right, but there were other items. And we're not showing everything, but there were some toys, some Cars Land toys. And of course, this is all the cool Art of Animation stuff. Always very colorful.
I mean, none of the other value resorts actually have merchandise, so I like that they have their own.
And there's a few Cars Land picture frames, and this is a nice Cars Land Radiator Springs top for women.
And we'll be at Cars Land soon.
Yes, that's true.
And we also noticed that the refillable mug fountains in the Landscape of Flavors food court are now the RFID ones, but they have not yet been
activated.
Yes. Correct.
Also, when we were there, we saw the Boneyard and the Lion King section being worked on.
And hopefully, it's supposed to be a playground. It wasn't much to do. So
hopefully, they're adding some play to the playground. And I think it is a long overdue. It's very nice to have some play.
But we don't know what it is.
Right. It could be the exact same thing when it opens. But,
so we'll see.
My mind likes to think that they will upgrade and put some play into it.
It's only been a year since it opened.
That's right. We were there 1 year. Also, we went to Epcot. A friend of ours, Jenny, was having a birthday, and a group of us went to Germany to celebrate the birthday.
There was like 15 or 20 of us, it must have been, by the time all was said and done.
Yes, it was a wonderful time. We always have a great time at Germany. I think this is our third time this year. I know it is our third time.
Even though I don't like most German foods, this is still my favorite restaurant in Epcot.
Yeah, we always seem to have a great time, as can be seen by our group of friends there. But, how much fun. And, of course, I just wanted to see how long I can keep them doing this. So I kept the hold on it as long as possible. Eventually, they give up. See, you'll see. They start to give up around here.
Is
They're
it starting like
Jeff, that's enough. Yeah, of course it was. But, again, another wonderful time. Happy birthday to Jenny. We had a great time, as always. And afterwards, we went for a little walk around World Showcase.
We always like to look in the shops. And this is in the Germany store, the Christmas shop. And they have the cutest little vintage look Mickey and Minnie, and there's another Mickey that we'll be seeing also
these
in
are
the
ornaments.
plane.
Very nice.
And these are $20. Now this is a Mickey nutcracker. He's $350. They're Steinbach Hopefully I'm saying that right.
And they are giant. I mean, I don't
That
know if
one
that picture...
was giant.
Yeah.
That one item was pretty big.
Correct. And this is in Italy.
And these are serving spoons, and they have a little, you can't really see it too well, but like Mickey Mouse on the...
Little insignias, yeah. Little hidden Mickeys.
And also, these are little like olive forks. And, bottle, Mickey Mouse bottle... Wine corks.
Wine cork.
Yes,
thingies.
that's what I'm trying to think of the name of it.
That is the official name. We've moved all the way to the UK.
And they have some pretty cool mugs here. And this one has, you can see like Welsh.
Different British foods,
right.
yes.
And in a fun way. And not sure quite what to make of the human skeleton.
I would
on the mug
always love to drink my coffee from the skeleton
I'm probably
mug.
not buying that one.
And not to be outdone, Uncle Joe's mint balls,
which has been there a few weeks, and I actually just found them at Publix as well, which I'd never seen them before.
And they are available in can and bag form. We had it. We tried them.
They're not in ball form. They're more like ovals.
But for the sake of the show, we tried it, and it was highly minty.
They are very minty.
I could not finish my mint ball. Too minty for me.
And then we went to Canada.
Yes.
And these are soaps that we've seen before, but you always get a kick out of them.
Well, they're the piggy poop soap, and it says there is no piggy poop in the soap, so that's very reassuring.
That's sort of false advertising. Then,
well,
right?
no,
I mean,
it's not false if they're telling you. So, I mean, it's always fun. There's always funny type of merchandise in the Canada store.
It's always fun to look through all of the shops. And this is, they have Tim Hortons coffee and cappuccinos and different items, teas.
And the girl there said it reminded her of home, the smell of that coffee.
I have never been to a Tim Hortons, and these are new items as well.
Speaking of new items, just for the sake of the show, we tried the moose nuts.
And they're not totally new. She said they've sort of been hidden.
But they were good. They remind me of the concierge.
Like at the
chocolate
Polynesian.
Nuts, yes,
right.
They were quite good.
And I thought it was interesting. These are on the dining plan, just that you can find some kind of unique items for the dining plan.
And an all-new hat.
Yes, that's Maleficent.
At least new to us.
I've not seen it, and I love those hats.
So last week, July 17th, was Disneyland's 58th birthday. And a tradition of ours is, since
when we can't,
if we're not at Disneyland Resort for the birthday, we go to the Magic Kingdom and we ride as many opening day rides that were at Disneyland that also exist at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. Hence, we're on the riverboat.
And I don't even know how many we did ride. I mean, we rode Little Mermaid, and I know that's not an opening day.
Well, we cheated, and the only reason we did that to get out of the rain. But and of course, Big Thunder is not an opening day Disneyland ride, but we're on the riverboat, so it's sort of like the Mark Twain, which was an opening day Disneyland ride, and of course, it's the Liberty Belle here in Florida. But we went on Peter Pan. That was an opening day Disneyland ride. We went on Dumbo, which also was an opening day ride.
And because of the rain, some of the attractions were not as bad as far as lines.
Right. So, I mean, we did what we could. I mean, we didn't get there until the afternoon, but it was a wonderful time. We always had a good time. We ate at the Plaza.
Right. We always eat at the Plaza. And I was going to mention also, like, if you don't need to be at the fireworks too early, we watched it near the Tangled area.
Oh, boy. What a great spot.
But we only waited, like, no minutes for Little Mermaid. And so a lot of the attractions aren't that busy right before the fireworks.
And here is a nighttime ride on our friend Dumbo.
And there was no wait for Dumbo either. We didn't have to wait at all.
Yeah, it worked out really good. I mean, I think the rain sort of chased out people, which normally does happen.
It was still pretty busy, though. And again, you know,
Main Street was busy.
Everybody's going for the Main Street Electrical Parade and the fireworks, and that leaves the attractions pretty free.
But again, I think my new favorite place for fireworks is at the Rapunzel's restroom area, Tangled Toilets.
It's not called the Tangled Toilets.
Well, you call it whatever you want. And you can sit there, and you can be in the show because you have the fireworks.
That's what it feels like.
It really did. So anyway, that was our July 17th. Happy birthday to Disneyland, 58th birthday, and that's another show for us.
That's another show. And remember I mentioned we were on Instagram, also Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest.
Everywhere.
And thank you to Theme Park Connection in Winter Garden, Florida.
Yes. And Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency, the best deals on tickets in town. We will see everybody next week.
Have a great week.
Bye now.